And we are live Sunday night with those guys. And Sunday night with those guys is sponsored by
Those
guys.
What's up, everyone? How are you? Welcome to Sunday night with those guys. I'm actually waiting for my window to open now. Now it just did. All right, heard the delay and everything. What's up, JSK Enterprises? How are you, sir? Daryl Hickman, how are you? Recovery One Drone, how are you, sir? What's up, Paul? What's up, Herman? I know Herman got a chance to fly yesterday.
You did, yeah, he did. He made some comment about it.
Yeah,
he's a flying machine. I wish
him, Ray, and Matt went flying yesterday.
I wish I could fly as much as my friend Herman does.
You do?
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He does already. What is he talking about? Hey, L Smeghead. Happy Sunday, guy. He
How you
does.
Guys doing, man?
He does, Herman. He's trying to be funny.
I'm not listening to him. He flies more than anybody.
I know, putting out 3 videos a day.
I got 3 ships today so far.
Listen to this.
Okay, so you're getting 3-4 ships a day, and you're putting out 2 to 3 videos a day.
Yep.
On the average, and you've been doing this now for the last 2 weeks straight. Easy.
Yep. Well, it's been about a month.
Damn. See that Desmond Donders. How are you, David? Off Axis. How are you, FPV? What's good, sir? How you doing?
David, how you doing? AZ Drone Dude.
AZ Drone Dude, how are you? I was kind of hoping that Justin would. You know what? Wait a minute. Let me call him because Justin went out today, and Justin has crossed over to Crossfire system, and he got to fly today. And he said, "I'm going down to those trees down there." So I was like, "Okay." Then when he got down there, hey Jay Santiago, when he got down there, he's like, "Hey, I still have video. I'm gonna keep going." I was like, "Oh God, he's gonna lose it on the first trip." So as I was getting ready to explain, there's Ray coming in. As I got ready to explain that you cannot go behind the trees, you have to go around the trees, but be elevated because he doesn't have a helical antenna, which punches the signal. So the trees would have caused interference.
Yeah.
What's up, Ray? So he says, "Oh no, video." He says, "Oh no, video." So instinctively, when your video goes out, you're supposed to rise up in the air to get better signal. He did do that. He did do this. And hey, Newfound Drones. And to make a long story short, he came back, but on his first run, he did just under a quarter of a mile run with Crossfire.
All right.
So I was hoping he was here so I could kind of congratulate him for it. But he'll be in later. In fact, I was just getting ready to call him, wasn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get a little older.
Good,
Huh?
What happens when you get a little older? I have to carry a notepad around because the thought I had 5 minutes ago is gone. You gotta
What's good, Ray?
What you talking about?
Hey, nah, just relaxing. That's it.
You guys had fun yesterday, I heard. Lots of pound cake.
Yeah, a lot of pound cake. I'm waiting, Herm.
I didn't get a chance to touch anything today. I actually had a meeting this morning, with the other guy that I coach with and my defensive coordinator.
Yes, it is Newfound. You can share.
And I met with 2 parents. And these 2 parents, they was gonna send their kids to Catholic school. But
yes, Newfound, I appreciate it.
Over to us. I met 2 kids that's gonna be freshmen this year. Right? The both of them are 6'3". How does a child get so damn big so quick?
How old?
Hormones.
He's gonna be a freshman in high school. So he's probably what, 13, going on 14?
13, yeah. Jesus, 6'3".
And I'm looking at him like this.
and you're supposed to teach. You're supposed to get him ready.
Yeah,
teach him how to play defensively.
They're green. They came from the youth league.
Okay.
Well, at least they want to play and they got it in their blood. That's just.
Well, one of them, his brother plays for us already.
Okay.
What happened?
That should be a given.
He's like 6'4", 6'5", somewhere in between.
Damn.
Like a bunch of giraffes, huh? Oh, 300. Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah. He's already got like 2 offers.
Click that like button early, guys. We appreciate it so that you don't have to think about doing it later.
Sounds like you guys are raising some monsters there in New York.
Well, you know what it is. We put the work in, and a lot of the parents notice that, and they just send their kids to that school because give them a better opportunity to get into college.
Well, think about it. They're repeat. They're a repeat team. So right now,
for the 3rd one in a row,
Erasmus is the hottest high school football team in New York City right now. You know, in their divisions.
What's up, Big Matt?
What's up, Matt? How are you, sir?
Hey, Matt. Herman, what I want to know is, how do you know which football ring to rotate? Is it the oldest one you take off, put the new one on over here?
Well, I'm still waiting on the new one because you know, with everything that's been going on, we can't get together. We can't.
Hey, Matt, I sent the link to you.
You know, our awards dinner like we had last year. You know, we just can't have these things. So everything is delayed.
You know, they could always send it to you, Herman.
Oh yeah, yeah. But they wanted to.
Celebrate.
They want them there. They got to do the ring sizing, and then they have to take their pictures. And
well, they should know his ring size of all the rings he's had from there. I mean, just change the friggin' date on it, you know?
Yeah, right. You would think,
but we'll see.
But think about it, Erasmus. It's them boys are tough over there. they tough. When I used to date a girl when I was much younger in high school, and she went to Erasmus, and
different Erasmus.
One night they had a play, and I was like, well, why don't you go ahead to the play, and I'll meet you there. And she was like, oh no, if they know you're not from around here, they're gonna mess with you. And I was like, you know what? I'll go with you.
Well, if she's as tough as the other guys, she probably beat the hell out of them while you stand there grinning.
No, yeah, well, Erasmus was never no slouch, even from little boy, even before my generation. When Erasmus was old school Erasmus, from what Herman was telling me, it was pretty rough back then too. It's always been rough, Paul.
Well, actually, now it's really a different place. It's a different place.
Yeah, well, we're not going to go. We're not going to go into some of the stuff that these guys do. But what's up, everybody in the chat? Do me a favor, please click the like button so you don't have to do it later. Now, I had titled the live stream, what's up with all these Mavic Air 2's dropping from the skies? Now, there's only been 2 cases that I've found where Mavic 2 Airs have fallen from the sky. One of them was Ken Dono. In fact, if you recall, that was his second incident that he had with that same drone, because remember it hit a wall and dropped 100 feet. Okay, and then this time he just put out a comment on Twitter. I didn't see the video yet, but he was doing a job with the Mavic Air 2, and it dropped out of the sky, and it was over water, but fortunately it dropped out of the sky onto the pier. So out of all the odds of it possibly being over water, it landed on the pier. He was able to recover it, but it dropped from the sky. So I'm looking forward to see that video. Here's Justin now.
Hey, off axis, the ships all have colors of each fleet. The most recent one I put up was a Herbert C. Jackson just a little while ago, and that's Interlake Steamship Company. The red hull with the kind of a yellowish.
Okay, thank you, L. Smeghead. Be safe, brother. Yep. So all I can say, and the second guy, his name is Big Balls Vlog. He tries to do reviews and stuff like. He has a decent channel and a decent following, but his was pilot error. I watched the video, and you know, people play with words with titles of their YouTube videos. It's called clickbait, and I found out it was pilot error that caused him to fall out of the sky, and it's that shut off where you press down and in, are down and out. And Herman was like, well, what kind of maneuver were you doing that you would do that? And I said, no, he actually tried it to see if it worked, and it worked.
Oh, because there's no maneuver that does that.
No, there is no maneuver that's down and in it, and there's no maneuver that's down and out, because they're contradictory to each other. That's why they placed that particular mode in those two positions. The odds that you're flying down and out means you're spiraling
hard
to your left, and that you're pulling down and to the right.
That means you're coming down as you're spinning, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're down and spinning and going sideways and downward at the same time?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But he tried it, and once I found out it was pilot error, I just cut the video off. I cut the video off. So, but I haven't. Now, Justin,
must be talking about the
first, congratulations for switching over to Crossfire in the FPV world.
Ooh.
But Justin's a damn fool. He freaking sent that bird the first time fearless, man. If you put him on the edge of the cliff and said jump, he just went like this and jumped. He sent his bird, man, just under, I think it's a quarter of a mile away for the first time. And so I had to congratulate him, because Justin's my FPV flying buddy. And he needed his radio back. We went to fly last weekend.
I'm just happy the video came out so good.
Oh, yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing that. But, Paul, how many videos you put out today? 2?
You probably put out 3.
3.
Okay, so you're missing one. One more later on.
Yeah, I got still one in the hamper.
In the oven, huh?
So when we gonna see footage from you, Ray? I know you be putting out little clippets and snippets and stuff.
Yeah, I just ain't got time for that. I just do a little clips. But I work on something soon, you know.
Yeah, you should work on something. Because Matt, I sent him an invite because Matt I saw his black and white video he put out. I saw some of the pictures. What's up, Drone Worship? I still look for the day. I just want everyone to know. I look so good today. I just want to let everyone know. What's up, Drone Worship? How are you, sir? Anyway, I need to do a little more research, but I'm wondering what's happening with the Mavic Air 2's. And like I said, one was pilot error. So that automatically eliminates one guy. But the one, I want to see the video with Ken Dono and it dropping from the sky.
Two out of over 10,000, 20,000 they already sold.
Right now, yeah. I mean, but that was the same thing with the motor error on the Mavic Mini. If you remember.
Yeah,
now everyone's starting to have motor issues. I'm just wondering.
I just think after you crash these birds, I mean, and these sensors and stuff get tampered with. That's sending it in. I mean, I've crashed a couple of drones by mistake, and if any of my sensors get damaged, I send it in. So I don't know. Like his first crash, I don't think the sensors got damaged, but in the front it hit and it popped out. But
I saw those were peeled. Yeah, those were peeled back on it. I do remember.
But that's bad. Like that drone, 2 incidents like that. But he got the care. He's gonna get a new one. But we would all like to know exactly what happened.
Yeah. I would be interested. He does know that the first incident, Ken Dobo was saying that the first incident was due to magnetic interference.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he saved it, and he hit the sticks inward, and he purposely.
Hey, Tim Jackson, I agree with you, Drone Worship. The Mavic Mini, I think it's just that particular drone, and it's that particular drone right now. But Ken Dono and one other person, which you really can't count, his drone kind of malfunctioned once. I'm waiting to hear, because you guys know as well as I do. Sometimes DJI puts stuff out and it goes out and it works perfectly fine. And then they say, oh, we got a firmware update for you. And then when you do the firmware update, stupid things start to happen. Now I need to know, have they done a firmware update for the Mavic 2 Air 2 yet?
No, last one was a couple weeks ago.
It was a couple of weeks ago. Okay, so
I
that
have
was,
no issues though with overheating motors.
Well,
no, the overheating
he was
motors is
talking
an
about
issue
on
with the Mavic Mini.
Well, no, he said both of them, and no issues.
Okay.
Okay.
So I thought he said the Mini.
If you read it, what he said.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard much about it at all. I mean, I've heard a couple of incidents with the Mini and those motors overheating.
And specifically
I'm just
the rear
curious
motors.
to know, what was the usage of it? The Air 2, I haven't heard anything yet about it, and I don't know how big of an issue
Justin?
it is right now.
No, I said, wasn't a lot of those motors overheating because people were putting those covers over it?
No, from what I understand, the rear motors were either overheating or the rear motors were giving you the warning that the props were put on wrong, whether they were right or wrong, or the rear motors were overheating, and locking up. If you remember, Tuan had an issue, his motor locked up, but that's neither here nor there. Ken had his second crash, and I'm sure if he released his discussion about it, that it went down again.
What happened to Twan? He just disappeared.
Well, that's a long story. We will discuss that after the live stream. But what's up, Matt? But anyway, I wanted
What's good, Matt?
All right.
to hear, Justin, how it felt to switch over from FR Sky to Crossfire that everyone's raving about. Because that seems to be the big thing. And everybody's freaking saying buy Crossfire. Don't mess with this, don't mess with FR Sky. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have Crossfire money. I didn't have it, so I had to save for this, save for that, save for this, save for that. And now I'm flying Crossfire.
Well, it's like the difference, between buying a Phantom 4 or standard and buying a Phantom 4 Pro.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah. It's dramatic difference in signal strength. Supposedly, I don't know anyone that has had a fail safe. Usually when you fly FR Sky like these birds here, if you lose radio, if your RSSI signal, your radio signal goes below 37 or 30, whatever you set it to, the bird, I'll check. The bird will go into fail safe. Now, your bird can only do one of two things if you've set up the fail safe right. If it fail safes, it's supposed to kill engines and drop from wherever it is, so you could recover it in the immediate area. Or you leave the fail safe at its standard setting, and that's full throttle. So if you have a fail safe with one of these birds and you lose signal and you don't tell it to drop, it's just going to go to full throttle and just go and go and go and go. And the first thing that made it lose its signal before, you'll never find that damn thing. But Crossfire, you don't have that issue of fail safing. Your video will go out like DJI. Your video will go out before the signal does.
With the fail safe, when it full throttles, will it full throttle up or out?
It depends on whatever angles it's at. If it's at an angle like this, flat, and it full throttle, it's going straight up. But if you're moving at an angle or a pitch, it's going to go full throttle like that.
That's
whatever
crazy.
Position it was in when you were flying it and lost signal, that's what it's going to do.
More than likely, it will do whatever it was doing because it's not going to go up.
That was the last command. Yeah.
That's why you lost signal.
I always set mines to drop. It just kills the motor. It just literally drops. But you could actually put a mode on there where
there is a rescue, return to home rescue mode. But then you have to know the angle to put it on, the RPMs to set the motors. It's very detailed, but you can tell it to climb 100, 200, 300 feet and then make a beeline straight home. But you got to have GPS. Like this one has GPS here. I could do it with this one. I haven't turned it on and I haven't sent it far enough that I need to. But that's the objective in the long run. So if I ever do have a fail-safe, that'll kick in and it'll make a beeline back to me.
Well, let me ask you this. Would it do that in the quarter-mile area?
In a fail-safe?
Would it actually come back
if you
to
lost,
in that
like Justin
area?
lost signal today, you set your fail-safe for loss of signal, I would say from 3 to 5 seconds. If you have no signal for 3 seconds, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, it should kick in. Even that's a little quick because I've lost signal, video signal for about 5 seconds. And all I did was go up higher in the air and catch the signal again.
Hey, Lawrence, for us non-FPV guys, so when it kicks in to go back to home, and you're just flying through the bushes and over the here, and it goes home, does it go up to a safe altitude, then come back, or does it retract?
You have to program that in. If it loses signal, it's going to do whatever you programmed it to do. If you tell it to climb 200 feet and you're at 100 feet, it'll go to 3. If you're at 300 feet, it's going to climb to 5. But it'll make a beeline. There's no motion. There's no obstacle avoidance. So there's a very high chance it could go up into a tree above you. There's a very high chance it could go into a building because it's not going to stop. It knows from GPS that home is in this direction and I need to head that way.
So
It's going to fly, of course.
So if you programmed it to go to 400 feet, right, and you lost signal, say, well, less than a quarter mile away from you, or say, I would say like 70 feet away from you, it's going to go up to 400 feet, move 10 or 70 feet over and come back down?
It's not supposed to, but if it did, yeah, basically, yeah.
Like when it starts, it's not like it's gonna land on the ground. It's like
no, it's not gonna land. It's only gonna come back into your area where it's gonna head towards where the last signal came from and like where the GPS spot is.
Area where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's in essence going to act like a famous quote from one of my favorite comedians, Fred Sanford. Hey, you big dummy, I'm here.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
much. You get a message in your goggles that basically says take over.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll get a message saying take over. You have connection. Most of the time, because of crossfire, people's VTX, their video cards go out. So if you don't have something that pushes a watt or 2 watts that can get you 3 miles, 3 to 6 miles, that's how loud it broadcasts, that little receiver. If you don't have that, you're going to lose video eventually. You can't reset your failure based on altitude through GPS. So if you're already at 200, it will go up to whatever its fail-safe limit is. If you set the fail-safe limit to 200 feet, if you're at 200, it's going to go up another 200. But it's good to have. It will fly. If like we're flying on the beach today. If Justin had a fail-safe when he went behind the bush, which he did have a fail-safe, but within 3 seconds he recovered. And had the signal went out, because he was already turning like this, the fail-safe would have kicked in. He was already headed towards home. It would have went straight up and made a beeline straight home because there were no obstacles in the way. But if you're diving in a bando somewhere, then that may be a problem. That could be a problem.
Or if you're by light poles in a park, right?
Yeah.
Telephone lines. That's why you send it up about 150, 200 feet. But anyway, enough of that.
The light poles
Enough of that. Yeah, there's no obstacle avoidance, so it will make a beeline straight towards you. If there's a building there, it's making a beeline straight at that building. So that is one downfall to it. There's no DJI, hit the brakes and go up over the building type stuff. No, that won't be in racing drones until we're dead.
Not necessarily.
Huh?
Not necessarily.
Get dead.
But
I don't know.
Off-axis says, but will it deliver my pizza?
There There you go.
Deliver a bottle of water.
Hey,
to
Bill, coast to coast. Guys, give me a second. I got to step away.
Nice cold
I'm
pizza
baking some
delivered.
potatoes, and I need to make sure they're not burning out. So give me a minute. I'll be right there. Anyone feel free to talk about their weekend or whatever.
Weekend was great.
Okay. Yeah, weekend was good. I thought we were talking about all these Mavic Air 2's just dropping out of there.
Yeah, I'm kind of skeptical about it because you know how some people just over exaggerate with it. But I was saying that to Lawrence. I'm like, there's a lot of videos of people saying this thing is crashing and dropping out the sky. But
Well,
Error.
and Justin, I agree with you when you say there's a lot of videos. You know, maybe what, 10 or 15 videos, and there's like 100,000 of them out there flying around.
Right.
You know, it's
yeah,
like,
I'm like, is this gonna be something trending where someone's gonna feel that they need to crash their drone?
yeah, I can crash better. I'll show you. I'll crash better.
That's what I see it as because, you know, Lawrence said what the one guy deliberately pushed the sticks in and down. So
Yeah, killed the motors.
that's not dropping out of the sky. That's you.
No, that's you being stupid.
I don't know
Yeah,
why
drones do that. That's not something to the Mavic Air 2.
Is that a durability test you're doing, or change the title?
No. Like you said, that was clickbait title.
Yeah.
Can't blame DJI on that.
You push some sticks in, it's going into failsafe.
Yeah. Failsafe right down.
Motors off.
Why would you do it?
What's up with the night footage? I haven't seen any night footage from these things.
From what?
The Mavic Air 2.
The Mavic Air 2?
Yeah.
Well, my problem is I can't get night footage because I'm not like you guys where I have a brilliant city. I went out and did a dusk ship, which actually came out really good. Then there was another one coming down. I waited till after dark, and it was dark.
It gets real dark when you don't have no lights out there. Yeah.
No, in fact, the one ship that was coming by in the dark had one light on the stern and one light on the bow, and that was it.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't know what to tell you, Paul. You might have to get some lights set up out there.
Infrared.
Light on the river.
Yeah.
Well, the only real drone news that I have is the fact that EHang, their passenger drone, has gotten in their first quarter revenue.
Okay.
And now they're even considering getting into cargo delivery trials as well, because they're figuring they're already using them in Dubai. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
And they're going full strong over there in Dubai. The police are riding, special police are riding on the hover bikes and all that stuff. So
hey, Asgard, what's good, man?
They've had a full quarter, and as of what day is this? Well, this article came out May 29th, 2020, but their quarterly amount has reached $2.7 million, an increase of 80.3% over the last year before, the prior year before.
Herman told me, Lawrence, that you had 100,000 shares of EHang. Is that true?
Yeah, if that were true. if that were true, I'd probably be over there spending it.
Flying around in your own
or
private.
Flying a $16,000 drone like they do over there.
Yeah.
What's up, Curtis? But anyway, they are up. Oh, they predict the second quarter to be just as good. That estimated at another $2.1 million. So I want to know, what is the price of a ticket to fly in one of these damn things? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's the only ones that are flying them are the rich.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and what you have to wonder is, what does it cost for the big people in the world for limousine service on the ground, and then double it, and that'd be in the air, you know?
But anyway, here's the article.
Limousines have become cheap.
Yeah.
Hey, Curtis, what's up? This is the article right here. You can go into more detail, but they are literally running things for a complete year now, and they have not had one accident yet. Not that I plan or would like to hear that they did, but it seems they got it together. Now, they want to get into drone delivery trials because they've come to the conclusion the same people that fly in these drones back and forth from skyscraper to skyscraper or whatever they're doing, they need packages delivered. So they're talking about putting some kind of cargo department, or maybe it has a compartment for luggage. Who the hell knows? But they want to get into drone deliveries also with these same passenger drones. It makes sense. If you're hypothetically, if they were to have it here in Manhattan and they were flying from downtown, from midtown to downtown, heliport, why not carry packages down and make the extra revenue? Right? That makes sense to me. But I'd be interested to know how much does
get a courier involved in the whole thing.
Yeah, does a flight
because it's
on
not just that you have license to move people, insurance for that. You have to be a courier. He's going to talk about delivering packages.
Oh, check this out.
Specific restaurant.
I just found out the EHang 184 manned UAV, they are charging $200 to $300 per flight.
It's almost like the Uber helicopters. It's like around that.
Ubercopter, yep.
I think that's even. I think that's more.
That's not feasible.
Well, think about it. That's a hell of an Uber.
What?
They must make you sign some life insurance policy or something before you get in the damn thing.
Well, the very rich in the world, they blow more money than you and I can ever accumulate.
Yeah, $200 to $300 is like us paying $275 on a bus.
Yep,
okay?
Exactly.
So that's pretty close to what it is. That's why they have it over there. So it's going strong there, basically.
Yeah, but you're saying an hour?
No, it's $200 to $300 per trip. Now, specialized trips can go as high as $355 or something to that effect.
Like if you wanted to take a tour of the city or something.
Right. If you like from point A to point B, depending on how many people it is, and if you're going in a straight line, it's $200 to $300 one way. Now, if you want to make a special trip, that starts at $355.
In other words, like if mommy wanted to go see the daughter off at the airport and then come back.
So basically, I would like to know if they have pilots, because they're autonomous and they have pilots. Also, not all of them are fully autonomous. So I'd like to know what a pilot would make flying one of those damn things. That would be interesting. But I don't think
percentage of what they're charging in rates. Give me 1 second.
Hey, I could see you with a pilot's outfit on, flying one of those over there, Lawrence. We'd have to figure out what your name would be in Chinese. It can't be Lawrence. It's got to be Lawrence.
It would be. It'll be Lawrence.
Lawrence. Yeah.
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
What are you working on, Justin?
No, I'm just taking the arm off the one that broke.
Oh, okay. Yes, Paul Ford. Where's your sign, Herman? Fix or repair daily.
Yeah.
Where is it? I know you got it on your desk.
It's over there somewhere.
We got it. There's Paul. There's Paul. Paul's checking his pulse. Okay. Where you at, Matt?
I don't know. It's funny. I announced Paul as the official timekeeper for the drop, and he doesn't keep the time.
I just did.
I don't announce it, and he keeps the time.
Well, you told me.
You already did the shot and the drop. That's why.
All right, let's do this drop real quick. Sunday nights with those.
And if you want to do a shot and a drop with Lawrence, everybody's welcome to do so.
Cut it out, Paul. Cut it out, okay? Sunday nights with those guys is sponsored by those guys. Thank you very much. We appreciate you all. And what's up, Curtis? You working? Hey, Asgard. I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
The beverage of preference.
You have Asgard's email, Paul?
Yeah.
Send them an invite. You might as well bring them on in.
But everybody, if you've got moonshine, that's Lawrence's preferred drink.
No, it's not.
Because he's got the flop the foot over the edge of the bed thing down pat.
No, that was from mixing moonshine with gin. which I highly don't suggest you do. That's what happened that night.
What do they call that?
What do they call that? It's worse than a Boilermaker. I know that.
Lawrence, this is specifically for you. There we go, right there.
You know, I wanted to try that, dude.
Oh my God. Woo.
How is that?
Woo.
The spirits.
Without the alcohol, it tastes just like rum.
I was wondering because
Without the alcohol. Oh.
That would be better than taking Bailey's, the Bailey's cream mix they have and making a drink. You could use that.
I don't know how they substitute the alcohol basically in rum to make it taste like rum, but yeah, that's something else.
It even has a little kick to it. As I know, it has to have 0% alcohol.
Drink, yeah, I take the ice cream substitute.
Yeah,
Oh, you got the Tres Leche one. Okay.
Exactly.
And rum.
Tres Leche.
I did see it in the store. I did see Haagen-Dazs. They do have spirits in their ice cream because everyone was saying, how come their rum, here's Asgard, how come their rum raisin, you know, tastes like alcohol if there's no alcohol in it?
What's up, Asgard?
What's up, Hugh? How are you, sir?
Hey, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, we're sitting here killing time on a Sunday afternoon because if the world wasn't sick, we'd probably all be out flying now.
Probably, eh?
I mean, it's nice enough. Justin and I went out early, and we got out there at 9 a.m. Usually at 9 a.m., except for joggers, the beach is empty. It was packed. The boardwalk, man. People were walking away from each other. That's how crowded it was up there. And usually where I fly back and forth over the beach, there was just people coming out of nowhere.
We experienced that. Yeah.
Oh, y'all experienced that yesterday, right?
Yesterday was a much nicer day. It wasn't as cool.
It was hot.
More conducive for you to lay out.
It was hot.
Yeah, but today there were people laid out on the beach. People were fishing.
Them two boys were sweating it up. Sweating it up.
Herman like he took a shower outside.
What happened?
Herman like he took a shower outside. I turned around, he's full of sweat.
As long as my bird is up in the air and I got that hood and I'm under the hood, it's gonna be sweating.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be raining, right?
It's gonna be sweating.
It was hot today.
So if I flew for United, I'd be in a t-shirt and the pants to the suit.
I don't know if you've seen that airplane comedy when it got to the point where Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was flying. You see them sweating.
Oh yeah.
It's cooling down here.
What happened, Hugh?
What's cooling way down here? It's only about 55 degrees today.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Where are you, in Florida?
Actually, just across from Morristown, New York.
Oh,
It's sunny here and 57 degrees in Michigan.
Oh, nice.
it was breezy. It was breezy here in southern New York. Along the beach, there was a nice breeze. But like Herman said, yesterday was the optimum day to be out. But
we saw some things.
It was just surprised that we went up to the beach early. When usually we go that early, we know we have roughly about an hour and a half before people start commuting back and forth, and they were already up there. People were having picnics. People were stretched out in bikinis. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I saw that lady wearing a bikini. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. We went to Beach 9th Street. Usually the sidewalk that we take off from had people standing on the sidewalk, just going, wow, there's a lot of people here on the beach.
So they got there late, huh?
Yeah. So we left that spot and went down to the beach where we regularly fly, and it wasn't too bad once we went in the sand. But at one time I took my goggles off, and it was almost like an illusion. I'm like, where the hell all these people came from? But the boardwalk was so crowded, people were going down into the sand to walk, to stay away from the people on the boardwalk. So I guess that's the base of it. Well, hey, what's up, Global Drones? So did anyone get a chance to fly today other than me and Justin and you guys yesterday?
No, I was going to. I changed my mind. Today was a lazy day. I got to go back to work tomorrow. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's right. You've been out for a minute, right?
2 months. Yeah,
Been out for an hour.
He's not looking forward to it.
Not at all. I'm just getting my sleep on right now. Yeah, that was me all day, just like that.
That's Mia.
That's me out there in the backyard.
Yep, that's me. All right. Me, all right.
Hey, that's a pretty. Is that a school back there? That's a pretty big yard.
Yeah, huh? That's the schoolyard. Yep.
Okay.
That's
all right.
that's my test place to fly, because it's got a big yard.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. See, any place I see a lot of open space like that, you can take advantage of it. Yeah. Too dark to fly here, Desmond. That's right. It's nighttime there. It shouldn't be early morning. Where's Desmond at? Desmond's in Scotland or Ireland?
He's in Scotland.
He's in Scotland. Okay.
10:40 p.m. there right now.
That's a nice area.
There's the schoolyard behind the house, and it goes all the way over a block away. And a block that way.
Wow.
And that's the Mia cam. So you can keep an eye, see where
on my
she
girl,
should be under that tree there.
Yeah, well, she likes that one. Because there's squirrels go up and down this telephone pole, so she's watching.
That's her TV.
Just hoping one falls.
Yep, exactly. That's my girl.
The wind is getting.
Fly on Friday, and there was too much wind. It was 65, 70 km/h winds for me.
Wow.
And was this Friday?
Yeah, I actually drove an hour to go fly somewhere and then couldn't fly.
Winds picked up fast on Friday.
What's that?
See.
The winds picked up fast on Friday.
Yeah, they did.
Down here also.
Yep.
Well, I'm looking. I have my door cracked and the wind is blowing it now, and I'm like, well, why is my door rattling like that? And okay, 23 miles per hour at 300 feet, gusting to 37.
That's that app. I don't trust that app at all. I know which one you're using. UAV.
Well, see, Air Map only shows you ground speed.
Okay.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, it gives you a profile by altitude.
Wind speeds and everything, yeah.
Yeah, up to like 300, 400 meters.
You get to pick how many feet in the air it is, and it tells you the wind speed.
Yeah.
I need to mess around with Air Map more. I only use it to look where there's restricted airspace and stuff.
Air Map's good, but I also check the two I use is Air Map and also UAV forecast.
Okay. Yeah.
See, like they just recently made where they just recently made where I live a no-fly zone. I mean, restricted airspace, but a zero. And I was like,
well, don't take that personally, Lawrence. I know your neighbor's been calling.
No, but hold on. I live right on the borderline. You see this little dot right there?
Yeah.
The yellow space is open, unrestricted. The blue space. Let me try and pinch it.
So is it a permanent change, Lawrence, or just a temporary thing?
No, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is out here. Along the beach is a 400-foot ceiling. All along the beach, there's 8 miles of beach here. Okay, and all of that's in 400. But as soon as you go into this red zone,
holy
that's
cow.
Jamaica Wildlife Preserve.
I just looked at the television, and some guys with a bow and arrow out there in Seattle. They're setting cars on fire, and he's out there with a bow and arrow going to stop them. It's like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, well,
yeah.
FYI,
ready. Let's do this.
It's getting pretty critical. See, Hughes' house you wouldn't want to break into.
See, now you know what's so funny about all of these apps, Lawrence?
Yeah.
If you look at a sectional map, right, of your area, it don't have all that crap.
Nope.
It has what's real.
It doesn't have the ceiling. Yep.
The real.
It does have those number marks. Yeah, it has that, but it's only going to show you for the airspace.
Yeah.
This is showing you for a drone, what a drone is able to do in that area. That's why they have that for that 400 foot. You're never going to see them labeling on these things any higher than that. But as far as, and you look at a sectional, it'll show you that a lot of times these apps are off. Because like we were talking, me and Matt was talking the other day, you got to remember there's shelves to airspace.
Yeah. Wedding cake.
And these maps don't show the shelf.
Yeah, that's true. Because so they show a restricted airspace, but what were you saying, Herman? How it's that restricted airspace may start at a ceiling.
Airspace.
It may start at a ceiling of.
It's not restricted airspace.
Right. Below is Class G, and from how high up?
Could be 400, 500 feet.
Depends on what the map says.
What it is.
The area.
These don't show what the map shows, and it tells you the altitude of that airspace in that area. These don't show that.
I'll be right back. I have to check.
Anything below it is G airspace, and you can fly there.
Yep.
That's so funny that you say that, because we was at Throg's Neck yesterday. I was just looking at my controller, seeing that it said GPS, and it didn't have any restrictions, nothing. I thought that was weird, being that close proximity to the airport.
Well, that's outside of controlled airspace.
That's crazy. It still should have some kind of restriction, being that, you know, planes do make that band around the the bridge.
Well, even it'd be nice if they had an advisory that said you're close to an advisory airspace. Keep your eyes open for aircraft. Maybe
change it. That's fine, but that just was weird.
I get it. I get what you're saying. It's just that you're outside of controlled airspace.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically a free for all.
That what area was all wide open.
I mean, you are limited to your 400 feet as a drone pilot, but you're still outside of controlled airspace. I mean,
that area you don't even need 400 because the bridge was so small.
I do know, like, when you do go fly at the beach, depending on where the airplanes are taking off from, you will get restricted to only 120 feet.
Yeah,
you'll be able to fly, but you get put inside. They put up a bubble and we tested it out, and it does. You try to go outside of the bubble, it turns you right back around. It'll ignore everything. And it's very strict. Like it'll tell you like, oh, you can't go further than this. It'll literally stop your drone from going any further.
Yeah. It's called altitude zone reach. That's what you should be saying.
Herman, you had that happen with your Phantom, didn't you?
What?
Stopped you you were going towards the bridge and all of a sudden it stopped and.
What happened is they had what do you call it in that I don't know what was going on over there with that but I sent
was the Tappan Zee Bridge.
With the Tappan Zee Bridge. I sent the drone back to DJI. They sent me back another drone. I've had no problems with it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So it had to be a program problem.
I don't know what happened to it.
But that was also before they had finished the construction on the Tappan Zee Bridge. And this is strange. I don't know if you guys
wouldn't even land either.
You guys have noticed this, but there are certain bridges you can go under with no problem. But if you go past the roadbed, a certain height past the roadbed, it won't let you get too close anymore.
I'm beginning to believe that with that bridge was because of the construction.
Yeah. They had a temporary no-fly zone set up. If you got too close to the bridge, you were not flying over the bridge or anything, and your drone would just stop at a wall. But that was while they were doing construction. I haven't been up there since they finished. I don't even know what the bridge looked like. Except for pictures.
It could have been designated a critical infrastructure hold for that area.
That's probably what it was, Paul. But that's around around the same time when your buddy had that incident.
Oh yeah.
He's been quiet.
Well, that's you talking about Philly, Mike?
No.
He's
been very quiet. I haven't heard a peek out of him.
I mean, I don't know what was the guy's name? The guy who his drone went into.
His drone went into the water at the Tappan Zee. Yeah. I forget his name, but he did get a lot of support from Drone X Factor channel. In a lot, he did get another drone out the deal.
Is that the one? That had his family there, and he was so proud of himself when he.
Oh no, that was when we were at Francis Lewis Park.
No.
Yeah,
not that one.
That was something.
When we were at Francis Lewis Park, his drone is going. No, I don't want to go in the water. No.
And he's watching somebody else's drone.
Yeah, he was
doesn't know
looking
why
up
it's
and
not
he
coming
thought
down.
it was his drone,
God.
and he's pulling his throttle down, trying to make the drone come down.
I didn't
And
know
he's
the
looking
drone
like
did
this.
that.
And people were in the war screaming
bounce,
over the
right?
side. Whose drone is that? We made every drone
yelling,
pilot freeze.
He was like, go up. And we're just looking at this drone just going down as everyone's saying.
Every drone pilot there froze. And
it bobbed its legs up and down in the water a couple times, didn't it?
It just kept bobbing.
It bounced once, and we're like, oh, it's going to go up. Then all of a sudden, it just went, then it just went,
the water level was here, Paul, and that drone, half of its body went down below.
It dipped the camera like about 6 or 7 times.
It made a bubble. It made a circular bubble under it.
He didn't see that. That's crazy. Wow.
And the guy's still standing there showing off for his family. He's watching a drone over here that's just hovering.
It's bubbling.
Can't figure out why.
He killed most of his battery because the drone did not want to go in the water. It did not want to go in.
Survival.
It went down about.
Yeah, the sensors actually were doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, totally. Forcing the sticks down. I'm like,
if a drone could talk, it was probably screaming, "No, no!"
No, it was.
Paul.
I'm surprised no one got that on video.
Paul,
I'm quite sure his controller and his screen was doing something.
It was vibrating the whole time, and he had told us earlier. But he had told us early that night, because we always made sure, are you an advanced flyer, or you're a beginner, or you're a medium flyer? Because we would separate people in groups. And he's, no, I've had my drone for this long. I know what I'm doing. And he had the Phantom 4 Pro, and all of his friends had Sparks, and they went home with their little Sparks, and he went home with his tail between his legs.
Right.
Because he lied to us and told us he knew what he was doing. Now, even if you've never flown a drone before, if the controller is going, you know something's wrong.
Remember what he said? He said he wasn't even looking at the controller. He was just looking up in the sky like this.
Right. He was interested in bringing the drone down.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, the drone was only about 50 feet out into the water. So it wasn't, and believe it or not, at that spot during low tide, you could walk to where the drone was.
You're right. I got my Phantom 4 Pro that Monday.
Yeah.
When I saw that shit, I put it in the box, and I was like, I ain't flying with these. I ain't flying with these dudes. Nope.
Hey, Phantom Hodges, how are you, sir?
Nope, not flying with these dudes.
But that's what you get. And that's what you get for not telling us, because we had at least 20-something people there with drones.
Wow.
There was an Inspire 2 there, or an Inspire 1. There were Phantoms, there were Sparks, and everyone was taking their turn. And when every admin that was there, and there were about 5 or 6 admin there, yelled, "Whose drone is that? Everybody stop what you're doing." Everybody took their hands off their control. So the drone that he was looking up at was the guy
wasn't his drone.
Was the guy who froze. So he's going down, and some woman screamed like she saw murder. They was it was crazy.
That's crazy.
We had a group of people watching us fly. So not only did we have like 20-something pilots, and everyone's at the water's edge, go up, go up, go up. Everyone's screaming, go up. Even the people on the side were screaming, oh my God, go up. It dipped like 3 or 4 times, and at the last time it came up, it said, and then he looked at his screen. He looked at his screen because he realized that the drone was by then the guy was landing his drone. He looked at his screen and said, "My screen is blank." And
who was next to the guy when that happened?
Huh?
I would have just grabbed his controller, man.
Who was next to him?
Yeah. Just give me that damn thing, bro. That's not your drone up there, man.
Somebody let it go down.
No comment. There was a person standing.
I'm going to tell you, after that, people started packing their shit up.
Yeah, see, he spoiled the whole fun.
He did, because he was like, he came there, missed a big shot. He came with family and people, and his boys had the Sparks, and
the worst part about that whole thing, I can guarantee you the last conversation he had about that drone was with his girlfriend or his wife. I told him not to buy that.
Anthem Hodges says, where is Jamaica, New York? I've got parts sitting at a mailing warehouse there. Well, I can tell you Jamaica, New York is actually by car, maybe about 35, 40 minutes from my house. And from Justin, it's even closer.
Yeah.
So what warehouse is that's strange. How is it coming? Through postal or
Probably is.
postal or UPS or FedEx?
Well, the problem is several people have gone to where it's stalled, where the last place it was, and they've gone there and they grabbed people, and the guy takes them out back and shows them 40 semis back to back parked each other. Says we don't have the help to unload these.
Yeah, that's what's going on. I know a lot of packages.
Yeah, that's happening. Oh, United States Postal Service.
Yeah,
that's a main hub out there.
Yeah, it's a main hub on Jamaica Avenue.
Yeah, that's the main hub on Jamaica Avenue for the United States Postal. If it usually comes from Brooklyn to Jamaica, and then it gets distributed to the local post offices there.
UPS.
USPS, US Postal Service.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about.
Newfound Drone, thanks for coming in, man. We appreciate you very much for coming in.
He's gonna go make some barbecue.
That doesn't sound bad.
Smell like somebody's barbecuing in the back over there.
Hey, we got to schedule time for this hard drive.
Okay. Oh, you got it?
I got it.
All right,
it's in the bag.
They got a new hard drive for a laptop?
Yep.
I just leave it in the I'll leave the laptop in the truck then. This way I like the job then.
Super speed drive, SSD, super speed.
Enjoy the barbecue, definitely.
Yeah, good luck.
You know, I haven't had barbecue all year.
I don't own a barbecue yet.
You don't own a grill?
No, we just moved to this new place and I don't have a grill here. I left the other one where I used to live. So I've got to actually buy one this week.
Well, it might be a good time to get them before people start going back to doing real things.
Yeah.
Everyone has stuff in the stores.
Everything is cheap.
Should have been sold at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
And if you go to the right place in some of these big towns, you probably can buy one really cheap on the street corner.
Sure can.
Yeah.
Put out an ad. You're looking for a grill.
Looking for a Super Saver grill. Yep.
We'll just have a sign on the street, looking for barbecue, we'll buy cheap,
Yep.
Now, some guys might ask you want gas or coal.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Man, I haven't used charcoal in 20 years. Ooh, I forget how. What do you do with it? I don't know.
Hey, Herman, those great big barbecue that you guys use when you do the big to-do, are they charcoal?
Coal, yeah.
Yeah, they charcoal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Only way to go, baby.
Yeah.
55-gallon drum.
55-gallon drum.
Depending on how far you want to go, you could go wood chip or you could go, regular charcoal.
How long
does anybody put both in to get the flavor? Or?
I do both to get the smoke.
Yeah.
But
But you know what? It's all in the rub, baby.
If you want to do like a brisket, a nice one, I'd rather use like a lot of the wood chip.
Like that.
Yeah, a lot of wood chip and let it just cook all day.
All day.
Yeah. See, with the carpentry companies down on my job, I go to the carpentry company. I get blocks of red oak, hard white oak, all these different flavor of good wood, and just throw it in there, baby. What? And the best. I mean, Kingsford charcoal, not giving them no light like that. It's good. The lump charcoal is the best to cook with, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever tried a lump charcoal.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, don't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. The lump charcoal, you throw it in there, and I when I cook, I do indirect heat. My coal is on one side, my meat's on the other side. That's how you smoke. You don't put the fire on the meat. You know what I mean?
No, you
just let the heat from the smoke and just get all up in that. And when I was showing that people a bunch of years ago when I started doing it was way, way back. They was like, yo, this ain't done. This ain't done. I said, what are you talking about? This ain't done. First of all, these are quarter chicken legs. They don't even need to be on there an hour. So I gave it a little extra. So when they open up, it's red because that's the smoke technique of it.
Smoke, yep.
People don't realize the meat's
true.
supposed to be red, Yeah. Man, this ain't done. I said, but that
all
bone
right,
is next.
so when you're inviting us to a barbecue?
Yeah.
When we
Ray's
get
having
this over with.
Ray's getting ready to have a barbecue there for you
I'm
guys.
about to say,
You know,
when
I
you
always,
inviting us
you
to,
saw me last week, and I be Chef of the Future all the time. But
I already experienced Herman's infamous, and I stress the word infamous, jerk chicken. It was good because when he gave me a plate at the barbecue last year, he said, "Yo, I'm gonna give you something to take home to your wife and daughter." And I was like, "They might not get any." And he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna call your wife and tell her I sent you with food." And I'm like, "Wow, you would do that on me?"
Well, Lawrence went prepared. Lawrence went prepared, Ray. He took a duffel bag with a 55-gallon plastic liner, and he filled it up.
Let me tell you, Ray, I was on the bus going home. First of all, because he was cooking, I had all the smoked barbecue on me. So when I got on the bus, it smelled like I was at a barbecue. And on top of it, I had the barbecue goodies in the bag too. I didn't take no nap on the train that day. You wasn't getting me for my ribs or my chicken.
A good thing it wasn't late night.
Yeah, right.
You
Because I wouldn't have made it out the neighborhood. I wouldn't have made
you
it
might
out
have attracted some friends on the platform.
Yeah.
Well, if you took a nap on the train, you're liable to wake up and the guys next to you sitting there
going, licking their fingers, right?
No, your fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
I got to take off and get out here for supper with the family.
No, thanks for coming in, man.
Hey, Hugh.
Yeah.
Good seeing you, buddy.
We appreciate you.
Get that grill.
Take care.
All right.
Later, man. Yeah, get that grill. Anyway, chicken was cooked right, and when you can turn the leg and pull with no meat on it, yeah, that's cooked pretty good.
Yeah, you know what's a good test too of it? You could take it and bend it over.
I see you, Paul. What, the chicken?
Yeah, if you lay it flat on the grill, right? You have to have a quarter or even a half a chicken. If you can take it, grab the tongs of the leg and bend it over
and split it,
and it splits, it usually is cooked. If it busts out of the joint by itself.
All right, we gotta get another drop in because the timekeeper's on point today. All right, so
shot in the drop.
It's
shot in the drop. Here you go.
I got a shot in a swig.
Same difference.
Sip, huh?
All right, come on. Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those Guys.
And I'll do a swig for you. Later, Hugh. What's up, Brant Ariels?
This is the second half, and it starts to get fun now, doesn't it, Lawrence?
That ain't happening until around the holidays.
That's
not happening until around the holidays, Paul.
Yeah, we got to repeat New Year's or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
No, that was very vaguely remembered.
Oh, Lawrence, it's ingrained in our memories forever.
I know. What we talking, Lawrence?
What happened?
Which holiday we talking?
What holiday we talking? New Year's Eve or something? I don't recall.
Are you waiting till New Year's Eve to do it again?
He's waiting till next week.
We'll do it that
No, I don't remember our New Year's Eve stream.
Yeah, right. Look at the calendar.
No, I'm saying, when are you doing it again?
That's all you care about.
Oh, there's always the 4th of July too, Lawrence.
Oh, okay, we gotta go back.
Memorial Day, 4th of July.
Forget it, Paul. Forget it, Paul. Stop trying.
In other words, he's saying, why
Actually,
wait
for
for
it was New Year's. Yeah.
What happened, Matt?
That was New Year's. Yeah.
You guys have plenty of time to get him his favorite moonshine shots before
you could do the 5th one.
The holidays.
The 5th of what?
The 5th.
July.
The 5th of July. Because everyone have liquor left over from the 4th?
I don't know.
I'm just saying. July 5th? What's July? Hold on. Let me look at the calendar here. Since he's already, that's May, June. July 5th is on a Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe we'll arrange something. We'll have a real shot in a drop on July 5th.
There you go. Several shots.
Several. No, we're not having several.
And you got to have your wife available with the handy cam so that afterwards she can see you stagger away from the desk.
It's going to be a
go into the kitchen and just start eating food.
I'm just curious.
You hear that? You heard what Justin said?
I'm just
five drink minimum because it's the 5th.
Yeah, that's right.
What'd you say, Herman?
You better hope somebody's gonna be there on the 5th. Friday's the 4th. They might be tanked out for the 5th.
Listen, I have no problem hitting this
so the 4th
button
is
and
on a
leaving
good
y'all
day
behind
this year.
Yeah.
The 4th is on a good year this year. Good day.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about.
Well, yeah, what you could do is do it on the 4th, Lawrence, and just have a special. Those guys.
Well, no, everybody will be home because they was all beat down from the 4th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yep, that's true. Yeah. And they have to start the work week out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So
they'll have to start
Lawrence
the work
will just
week.
help them get through the hangover with a shot.
Yeah.
Best way to get rid of a hangover is start over, right?
But I still want a picture of him laying in bed as it's spinning and he throws his leg over onto the floor. Oh, and he says that's better.
If that works.
We will see. We will see. All right. I'll personally make sure that we do a shot and a drop on July 5th.
July 5th.
Okay.
Write it on your calendars, kiddies.
Yeah, even though Paul will be there with his Pepsi. with his Pepsi there. So we need to find out who else is coming on because Justin and I and Herman aren't going to be the only ones. Misery loves company.
Well, I'll be all right.
Yeah, I know we will.
I'm worried about you.
Listen.
All I know is that I couldn't make it up the stairs.
Yeah, yo, Justin, you was lit. Before Justin was taking little swigs like this halfway through the night. He was like, go.
Well, he started out with that bottle, it hadn't even been opened, and he uncorked it, and it was going down like this.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yep. He said he had a hard time getting upstairs. I believe him because I was close to the
same floor.
What happened?
On one floor.
He thought it was upstairs, but it was the same floor as what Herman's saying.
I'm on one floor.
Oh, yeah. Herman don't have to go upstairs or downstairs. Herman just go from there to either to the couch or to the bedroom, and he's good. He's good to go.
You can fall anywhere in between.
Right. Except for the long trip from the couch to the bedroom. Can't fall in between it.
That's like it seemed like it's a mile getting there.
I'll join. Jay Santiago says he'll join. It's his birthday.
You slide along the wall.
Slide against the wall.
Right?
Hold on. Two things. Jay Santiago says July 5th is his birthday, so he said he'll join too. So good. Jay, I'll get your email. I'll hit you up and get your email, and we'll have you on the panel as well. We'll have Sunday night dropping a shot, birthday shot, whatever. We'll plan something. But JSK says, guys, is it true if you get special permission to fly in a no-fly zone, your drone will fall out of the sky if you go past an allotted time to fly there? No.
When did you get permission?
No.
But when you say permission to fly in a no-fly zone, I'm not
understanding.
Sure. Well,
okay. Well, see, you need to clarify that no-fly zone thing.
Because that's what I tell you about these apps.
There's restricted air. Hey, Roger.
About no-fly zone. It's not a no-fly zone. It's just that it's controlled airspace.
Right. If it's
special instructions,
a no-fly zone, you shouldn't be in the air. But if it's restricted airspace and the app says that it's okay to fly with caution.
Well, see, that's the thing. DJI, I don't think it'll allow you to fly in a restricted area, even though you can fly in the restricted area. If you have permission or it's not a hot zone.
Well, I think Robert, he's an information officer at a National Guard air base, and he flies there all the time. He just gets tower approval, and then he puts in
that's all he needs.
Some kind of a code into there because.
So you're saying if you go and you get Lance approval, and you tell them that you're going to be operating in this area for such and such amount of time, it'll just drop out of the sky?
Yeah, no.
Oh. I don't think so. I don't believe that to be true.
No.
Well, for 107 pilot,
I know at
recovery 1 is correct.
What do you call it? At what was that? When guys used to call up at Interference Park,
Oh yeah, used to call LaGuardia, used to call JFK. A lot of times you would get
if you said you were flying between such and such time and such time, when such and such time came, you usually get the police helicopter to buzz by to see what's good.
Yeah, yeah. Curtis Dart says he'll ask his mom if he can fly.
Okay.
But yeah, recovery one drone.
And then we meet you at the park, Curtis.
Hey, Roger, how are you? Hope all is well.
Hey, Roger, what's good?
Yeah, they're beating those cops up in New York still. Terrible.
Well, all I know is I hope all of you are safe. With the world being sick, with people flipping over police cars and all of that stuff and looting stores. I hope everyone does stay safe out there, seriously. And if you don't have a reason to go out after dark, don't. At least right now.
Yeah.
At least right now, because I can guarantee you, where all these people are picketing and looting and everything, someone in that crowd has the corona cough.
Well, you know what?
Okay. I mean,
it's a real rough time to be a police officer right now, and you know, I feel for these guys, you know, because this is ridiculous now.
Well, someone had just sent me an article. You guys know him, Darby Moses.
Yeah.
Well, he had just sent me an article on Messenger, and it's saying in some cities, police officers join protesters marching against brutality.
Yeah,
and they've all taken a knee.
San Jose, they did. Santa Cruz or San
Jose? This is in wait a minute, from New Jersey to California. Police officers are joining the crowd.
They showed on the news. Yeah, so that one in the news.
I haven't checked out the article yet. That's why
that. And I do understand the separation between this nonsense, this violence, and this looting through the actual protests that are actually taking place. And this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's no excuse for that.
It is. It's
when you get down to it, especially like what I'm hearing, you know, and a lot of these people that are doing this shit are not even from New York.
They don't live here.
That woman that threw the cocktail at the police van.
The female.
Not even from New York City.
They're from the Catskills. Yeah. They came down here from the Catskills. The one that set the police, the lady who set the police van on fire, that they were showing the van on fire, the windows exploding.
Yeah.
Shit, someone got a picture of her cocked back like this with it lit. Her and her girlfriend both got arrested, and they're from the Catskills.
That's her sister.
And send her right to the Catskills. That's where the jail is at.
Now, hold on. JSK says he saw, to diverse from the subject, he saw a video where a guy said he had to get permission to fly near a bridge for 30 minutes. He didn't realize his time expired, and his drone went into landing mode. I'm looking for the link now. Off the top of my head,
if you bought a token from the DJI app and it's limited to a certain time, then yeah,
right. There are a lot of factors you have to take into account. JSK Enterprises. For one, was he flying in restricted airspace? Two, was it during a no-fly zone, a TFR, temporary flight restriction? Or three, he just was flying and his battery went down and it wanted to land on its own.
And number 4, was he registered 107 pilot?
Yeah. Because the fact that his time expired means that he had to give them an allotted time. I've never heard of anyone flying 107 or as a hobbyist to get permission. Back in the day, we used to have to call JFK International Airport, and they would ask me, how long are you flying? And I would be like, well, today I'm only going to fly for about 45 minutes to an hour. Now, there were times I said, if I go over, it won't be by much. I've never had an issue. I've never heard of a drone falling from this. Falling from the sky. He's talking about the guy who was flying before TFR came into effect on New York. If you're talking about that guy who was flying over the water and his drone went down in the water like that, that was because the area did have a TFR up, and he wasn't supposed to be in the air to begin with.
Period.
But the reason his drone went down, if we're talking about the same guy,
you know,
that drone X Factor went to bat for and stuff like that. If we're talking about the same guy, This guy was flying with other New Yorkers, and these other New Yorkers told him to turn his LBC, low battery charge warning, down to 15%.
Well, I tell you this, Lawrence.
So
if
when it
you
went
are
down,
flying during a temporary flight restriction, if that's what the guy was doing,
he says that is the guy. He says that is the guy.
To be honest with you, he actually got lucky because flying during a temporary flight restriction is a federal offense. You have broken.
Yeah.
You have
blatantly.
You have breached the federal airspace rule.
Flagrantly.
So I don't know. So if your drone just went down in the water, I think that's the best that can happen for you, because if the feds could, come with with the shaft and no grease.
Yeah. Recovery One says, "Yep," at Herman. Yep, Herman. Because to be honest, for one, there were at that particular time when he lost his drone, he was flying with a group of people that we may mutually know, we may not. All right, but these people lower their battery level to 15% so they can get that extra time. Now, once you tamper with it and go below 30%, you get whatever you deserve.
That's right.
And that's all I'm going to say. Because there's no way you should have your battery level set to 15%, okay, and you're 2 miles out.
Yep.
That shows pilot error for one.
Oh, it's reckless flying.
Right. For one, it shows pilot error because you didn't calculate and know what the hell you were doing. For two, it shows that there are a lot of people out there that are sheep. And if they see someone else do it, they'll do it with their drone.
Yeah, it must be okay because they're doing it.
And three, he knew goddamn well there was a TFR coming up, whether it was an hour before or an hour after. He knew.
It was in the air when it actually initiated, so that's why his drone was going down.
He just wanted to kill some batteries.
He killed the battery, all right.
Yeah.
And the drone.
Exactly, global drone. It is the chance that you take. We had a TFR for 45 days and after the wildfires last year, from November 5th to December 31st.
Wow.
Right. It covered the whole city. You know why? Because they need emergency vehicles, aircraft to fly back and forth from different angles. They were pulling in water to California from other states at one time. That's how big that fire was. So I could see that. But when you know that a TFR is about to start or one is just ending, I believe in this case, the TFR was starting.
He probably didn't know. He just was up there and it started going down.
He knew because the people that told him to turn his damn battery down to 15% knew about it.
And they probably chuckled about it all the way home.
No, he was there by himself.
Oh, he was by himself.
He was there by himself. Now, I appreciate the fact that Drone X Factor went to bat for him. Yeah. But if you look at the circumstances and if I wish I could see his flight log, there's this flight log to show him entering a TFR. I could bet money.
They're gonna show the whole flight from the beginning.
I'm almost positive it was up on the screen when he turned it on the drone.
Thank you.
The map turns red.
Thank you. Now, I don't wish for anyone to lose a drone. I've had it happen. And you guys remember, Herman, that I don't know if Justin was there. My drone went down.
I was one
had
of the
the
people that told
3DR
you to go
solo. I had already taken that for loss. And everyone was like, yo, go get the GoPro. If the GoPro's got footage, that was the only reason I went. But when I went, the GoPro was totally wet. I took the SD card out. You know, once salt water hits electronics, it's a wrap. And when we got there, it took us 5 minutes to drive there. Took us maybe, how long it took us to get there, Herman?
Not that long.
But when we got there, the battery was arcing. Because we saw the guy take it out of the water, and the two kids that was with him, they was like, we didn't see no drone. And there were drones flying back and forth all freaking day. But the battery was arcing. I picked it up from under the blanket, and it was still shorting out. And I unplugged
his car. He would have blew his car up.
Yeah, it would have blew. Yeah, you're right. It was smoldering under the towel.
Yeah, the guy was trying to say he didn't see the drone. The kid was saying, "Oh, I didn't see the drone," but
yeah, and someone
under the towel.
And someone on the beach, someone on the same beach was like, like that, pointing at dude. Because we went down the beach. Yo, did you see a drone? People were like, yeah, we saw drones all day. Because people had Mavics flying over. I was flying my 3DR. They were flying 3DR solos. There were drones all over the place. So I know what it is to lose a bird. But I had given it up for lost once it hit the salt water.
I know that feeling.
But 3DR solo did replace it.
Mine did the drink also.
They looked at the flight logs and saw that the counterclockwise front right motor and the counterclockwise rear left motor, both of them burnt out. And the guy tried to tell me at 3DR solo, he says, you could not have seen smoke come from the drone, from where your radio was and where you were. Now, if you guys went to the back, ever been to the back of Calvert Vaux Park, Kaiser Park and the beach is right across the water. And I had put it in return, it was in return home mode when I was watching it, and you see the little puff, one puff here, one there, and it went upside down splash right next to the guy. It landed a few feet. The guy waded over to it, picked it up by the leg, and carried it over to the sand. And everyone's like, yo, go get it, go get it. I'm like, yo, it's already destroyed. But I'm glad I did get it because 3DR, I sent them pictures and they did replace the entire drone too.
Okay.
So I wasn't too mad about it. Now my 3DR solo is living in the island somewhere better than me.
So you good?
Yeah. I think I flew it maybe 4 or 5 times and I sold it. That's when I jumped up to the Phantom 4 standard and started my fanboy days.
So now you're good.
What happened?
So now you're good. You can get across from Coney Island to Kaiser without blowing up.
Yeah. But it is. I know the feeling losing a drone. We seen Billy Kyle do it. His was feet from the edge of land and went splash.
Pilot error.
Listen, it happens. It happens, but 3DR did try to prove to me, like DJI, that it was pilot error. And once I sent them the flight logs, and they said yes, it was in return to home mode.
Did they
It had already rose up in the air and was already on its way back.
They didn't hit you with that, did they?
They tried. I said, you must not have looked at the flight logs because my flight logs show my controller was in return to home mode. And that's why they wind up sending me one, which I appreciate.
Okay.
They probably have a lot more in the warehouse.
Yeah, JSK, they did try to get me for the drone, but you know what? He would have put that thing in his car and probably blew up, like Matt said, because it was still arcing. It's a 4,700 milliamp battery.
How many of them they had left over there, man?
Another one.
That would have been nice to hear. Yo, we don't have your drone, and he drive off. Boom.
How many of them had in stock, man?
What happened, Erman?
Matt said we had a lot of them left over in stock. I said, how many of them they had left over in stock?
Because by the time they got to the end of their run, they probably had a lot more left in stock than they wasn't selling.
Yeah.
No,
because when the Phantom 4 came out, they wasn't selling no more.
It was over.
Last I heard, Matt, with 3DR solo, guys were hoarding them in their garages because I actually did see a picture with a guy who had about 30 of them in his garage. And he said, because they're open source and I know I can't get any parts, that's how much he loved the bird.
A lot of the drone companies are actually using their software.
What happened?
A lot of the drone companies initially, when they first started, were using their software.
Yeah, it was open source, yeah. But
well, all those old guys are probably still driving around 57 Edsels too.
Hey. And getting lead poisoning from the paint job?
Yeah.
Well, that was an expensive drone. I wanted one too in the beginning when it first came out. I was like, oh my God, $2,000.
When I first saw it,
that's a lot.
When I first saw guys flying them, I should say, I was like, do these guys know something I don't know? Because everybody keeps telling me DJI.
Yep.
What's up with these things right here?
Yeah.
I did like the backpack they have for, even though it was like 40 feet away from you.
Yeah, but that backpack you could knock somebody out with, and your drone would be safe.
The only problem with that knapsack, all I do is push you.
True.
And you're going over.
Yep. Yep. That thing was pretty deep too. It was pretty deep. It looked like you had a tortoise shell.
Behind.
If somebody called you and you turned around, you're knocking down everybody on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I remember those days. In fact, when we were at Francis Lewis Park, when that guy lost his drone, I was still flying 3DR solo then. Now that I think about it, when that guy lost his drone that day.
Yeah, because I just got my Phantom 4 Pro that Monday.
Yeah, Herman was like, yo, hey, Michael McReynolds.
Like, what day's over?
You know what sold me on a 3DR solo? The fact that Michael Bay or whatever his name is had did a movie using a 3DR solo. And the scene was supposed to be a big explosion. And in the explosion, the picture that the guy was holding, he got blown up. And the picture comes floating back to the ground like that. Mm-hmm. And they used a drone shot they used CGI, of course, to show the picture falling. Mm-hmm. But they used a 3DR solo to catch that shot spinning around the picture like that. And I was like, yo, I'm sold.
It was a 3DR solo that blew up. And they got the shot of it.
You stupid.
Freaking, I think because I saw it on Best Buy's website and it was like $300. I was like, dang, that's not bad for a drone. $300. You can
GPS put a return to home, and it has a faster return to home than DJI drones. With solo, if you went into return to home mode, usually 5 to 10 seconds, it was turning around and coming back. And that's when I told Justin, we were at that park, that same place where the guy lost the drone. I was like, Justin, you flew under the bridge? He was like, yeah. I was like, dude, had that thing went in the return home, it would have just went bonk and hit the bridge, but he made it successfully.
I went through the bridge, came back under the bridge. I was like, I don't have any issues.
Has that ever happened?
I haven't seen it for myself, but I have seen it lose signal and go on a return home in strange places. In strange
remember that you kept saying, you flew over the bridge, under the bridge? You crazy? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Big open space though.
Hold on, I'm trying to see it because if it's the fact that this guy had actually used one in the movie, I was sold. And for the price, now I didn't know that you had to get a GoPro Black. You can only get a specific type GoPro to fit in that damn thing. GoPro 3s didn't work, but it had to be a GoPro 4, and it had to be a GoPro 4 Black or higher, or else the USB plug would not fit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I was pissed because and it's for this reason I don't mess with eBay now. I was telling everyone I'm not buying nothing off eBay. I'm not buying nothing off eBay because they rob people. The first damn camera I get, I order a GoPro Hero Black. They send me a GoPro Hero Silver. First purchase on eBay. First purchase on eBay. I'm like, wow, I can't. I seriously can't do this.
Well, hold on. What about your GoPro you bought now?
Oh, my GoPro 5?
Yeah, you can.
Well, I love that thing. I like my GoPro 5. I will admit, 2.7K at 60 frames per second looks a lot better than some of these dudes that are out here shooting 4K. That's all I can say. So I don't mind so much. And Paul's tapping his wrist again. Someone else going to do it. Someone else has got to do it.
I was going to do it. I did it last time.
All right,
I nominate Ray.
What happened?
Shot.
So you nominated me for what? You guys give me some money?
Shot in the drop.
Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Sunday night with those guys is sponsored by
Those
guys. I ain't gonna say nothing, Ray, but Val would have let you have it on that one.
Val can sit in the corner. Val can sit in the corner. She be all right.
What'd you say,
My understanding, I haven't heard one drop that Val likes, so therefore I'm good.
What'd you say? All right.
You're running with the best of us, Ray.
There you go, brother. Thank
Val
you.
hasn't liked anything.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think she only liked the one she did, and she didn't do it right.
That's
Just
funny.
kidding, Val.
Look, I actually found the video.
Did you find the video of that? I'm trying to find that video of the 3DR solo. Oh,
okay.
Oh, you found, yeah, flying under. Now keep in mind, 3DR solo was known for losing signal and just going in a return home. It had one of the best return home features, I think, in comparison to DJI. DJI was a lot more accurate, but the time that it took for DJI to go into return home, which is usually anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, sometimes over, depending on where it is. And this thing would hit return home and come right back. Technically, I was scared he went under the bridge with that. Seriously.
Yeah, it's a big open space.
Yeah, and he got straight line of sight. So what's the problem?
Yeah, he did. But dude, I didn't know back then. I didn't know back then. We talking, I've been flying 4 years plus now. We talking about 3.5 years back. My first real GPS bird.
You mean back when guys were looking at the bridge and like, yo, I don't know if I can make it under there. A big ass boat just went under it.
Yeah. Back from those days.
Yo, when I first started flying, I never went over water. I literally took the drone up and down. That's it.
Listen,
when I went under that bridge,
when I went to meet up with Drone X Factor, my first time, we had a meetup at Interference Park, which is on Flushing Meadows, Corona Park.
Oh boy.
I saw a guy, he had 12 batteries. DJI Phantom 4 Pro, he had 12 freaking batteries, all in his custom case, all around. And all he did was go up 3 feet off the ground, hover, take pictures of him and his girl sitting on the bench, go back down. Go up, hover, take pictures of him and his girl, spin around like this. And he's talking about, oh, I burned 4 batteries today flying.
How?
Dude, you didn't fly no damn where.
How? He must have been there about a month.
Well, anyway, we got another.
Even if you had it on 4K the whole time, still.
Yeah.
That's a
in sports mode.
Yeah, in sports mode.
All he was doing was going up, taking pictures of him and his girl.
And that's how I found out about drone worship. Because at the time, drone worship was flying 3DR solo as well.
Oh, okay.
I remember he was flying 3DR solo as well. And I was like, ooh. And then when I had it, I called it a flying brick.
That's what it looks like, a black brick.
But think about this. I remember in 27-mile-per-hour winds, the Mavic Pro leaning like this, almost at shutoff point in 27-mile-per-hour winds. And that 3DR solo was like, just hanging out, chilling.
Yeah, because it's a brick.
Yeah.
It's a brick. Yeah, just with all the stuff that it has inside the internals, that makes it super heavy.
That damn battery is heavier than the Mavic Pro.
It sure is.
Yep.
With a battery.
Just the battery alone.
Yeah. Those were the days, I must admit.
The size of the whole top layer of the 3DR solo is about that long, yeah.
He said they had to put helicopter motors on that thing just to take off.
It sounded like a lawnmower when it took off. It did sound like a lawnmower. When the 3DR solo took off, people turned and looked. I do remember that.
So it's coming to get me.
I can't find that damn movie I can't find that video footage for nothing, man. I'll try and find it at another time. But when I saw this, what? They're using it in movies and it's only $300? I had to jump on that.
Run around, tell everybody you got a movie camera.
Uh-huh. You going flying? You going flying tonight, man?
Yeah, I'm tracking another ship.
Oh, okay. As I noticed, it's been a little dry behind you. I hadn't seen any coming through.
There's one downbound up about 30 miles.
Trying to think of this guy's name. Michael Bay.
Oh, does that bridge light up at night?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And what's kind of creepy about the whole thing, you know, they closed the border, and there's nothing goes across. Every once in a while, a truck taking supplies across.
That's basically it. Only supplies, transportation.
Yep, and it's dual bridges. So this one goes over to Canada. That one comes back to the U.S.
Oh, okay. That should be creepy because we all live in New York. The bridges are open 24 hours a day. To see nothing, no traffic going on the bridges, that's kind of.
To see no traffic on New York bridges is strange.
No matter what time of day, you don't see no traffic.
No matter what time of day, Paul, you will see somebody getting into Manhattan or heading to Brooklyn or going to Queens. There's cars on these bridges all the time.
Well, in the past, they would be lined up on this bridge. See, there's one truck coming across. They'd be lined up all the way to there, bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper to, for about 1.5 miles to get down to customs.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait, they have to line up for customs. Okay.
Yeah, they got to thorough check these trucks. Yeah.
Well, yeah, think about it. You're going from one country to another.
And on a Sunday,
that's not good being a truck driver.
On the far outside, they'd be lined up in two lanes over there for passenger cars to go through customs. They have like 15 lanes where you pull into customs all the time. Not now.
almost JSK. I'm almost full strictly FPV. I haven't flown my Phantom in so long that she's probably collecting dust.
Now the truth comes out.
We had a confessional moment here.
And now he is free.
I heard it. We all heard it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Almost.
And now
you bring it out.
You want to know what, Matt? You gave Herman some news that kind of let me know where I have to go with this controller, because I don't want to buy one off of eBay and it be just as bad as the one I get. So Herman, hey, what's up, Explicit? Said I might as well take it into DJI in Manhattan and have them do it right.
Yeah.
And do it the right way.
Or what you do is you go into DJI and buy the entire DJI digital system.
I like my Phantom 4. I like my Phantom 4 Pro Light Bridge. I still like Light Bridge. You know why? Because it hasn't failed me yet. So to switch over to the V2, I really wouldn't know the difference. Herman has had the chance. He has both. He's got the Light Bridge and the OcuSync. And to be honest, most of the time, I think he likes the Light Bridge over the OcuSync.
Yeah, the OcuSync and the Phantom,
it's quirkier from what he said.
It's a little more loose.
That's what I was telling you yesterday, Herman. It's just the control is just really loose. Really loose. I seen you just move it out the way in the truck. You just moved it out the way and took the new one, the V2 one, like whatever with this one.
Oh no, I like the Light Bridge one. I think the Light Bridge one is a little bit more. When it's flying, I can use the carbon fiber props. With the V2, it's too loose. She's too all over the place with it.
Those are the new ESCs. That's why
I go back to the original. I don't like the butter knives.
Nobody's using those no more.
I don't like the butter knives.
Hey, Lawrence, here's an update. Chicago is now burning too.
Chicago's now burning?
Yep.
Well,
people burning it up.
Well, I hope, like I said, I hope people are safe. We did hear an alert that before the live stream that something was going on in Philadelphia as well. So let's just hope. What's up, Stevie Bronx, Capture Life Connection?
Oh, no, I'm in my house.
That was in Stratton, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that was earlier. They had that on the news. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's to be honest, when all this is over, people are going to go out to the local bodega and it's not there. They're going to go to the local supermarket, and it's closed.
They're killing their local community. Yep.
Yeah,
but you got to think about it. You got to think about it.
Target just closed all their stores.
Yeah, they shut all their stores. Yep. But you got to think about it this way, Paul. If these people had enough money to go to the source or to go to Minnesota or whatever, I'd rather have them go to the source than destroy their own neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Last night in New York City, there were protests in all 5 boroughs.
There it was.
Okay. And the cops, I was on the phone with Herman. Herman was trying to get home. And I was looking at the news in real time. And the cops had sectioned off the crowd in Herman's neighborhood to 3 separate crowds for crowd control. Now, why you need to separate a crowd into 3, no one cares. I don't understand the strategy for that. But if there are that many people out there, somebody in that crowd has the corona cough.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that kind of blows my mind, I watched your illustrious Mayor de Blasio today.
Mayor, you mean, and I'm not going to say it.
Anyway, he had a press conference, and he says, we need to calm down, and we need to stop burning our stores and our homes.
But Paul, you know what he
did? Like the store owners are burning up their stores.
You know what he did, Paul? When they started rioting, he got on TV when it started, and he was expecting people to say, ooh, that we're picketing. Ooh, the mayor's on TV. Let's stop and listen to him. That crap didn't work, because the only people that were listening to him were people that were in the house watching the riots.
Yep.
You know, so it's a waste of time. What store do you know the mayor goes to that you go to? What store do you shop in that your town mayor goes to? What happened, Ray?
I see him in a lot of stores I go to, yeah. He's a Park Slope guy, man. He's a Park Slope guy,
over
man.
in Park Slope, man.
Well, he's a Park Slope guy, man.
Until he decided to go live in
he had to live there. He lived on 15th Street for about 3 months before he went to Gracie Mansion. I mean, like I say, it's a tough city to try to control, man. You know,
exactly.
you got a crooked ass PBA president. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot.
Yeah.
You know many phone calls I've been getting?
I don't understand why they keep voting.
You know many phone calls I've been getting from all these top firms that I know, man. Hundreds of calls, man. I'm literally hundreds of calls. I can show you my call log. 76 precinct, 77, 73rd, 75, 84, 88. They all calling me, man. Like it's listen, all the people want lock the blood clot up, put them away.
Right, that's all.
That's it.
Stop instantly.
Like I told you, Matt, the police gonna draw that line in the sand.
Yeah.
When that line is drawn, you cross it, that's it.
Yeah, because they already got that way. National Guard is there. There's all.
Hey, what's up, Rojo?
But I will say this, and people say, "Oh, New York is on the news." New York is doing pretty good compared to some of your other cities.
No, they doing great. They doing
very good. New York City compared to some of your other cities.
Tough, but they ain't that tough to burn no stores.
We ain't burning down those stores and all of that.
You can believe that. You can believe that. That ain't happening in New York City.
Yeah, well, they already said on the news this morning.
Windows. Yeah.
But they said on the news this morning, Ray, that 135 people were arrested, and 80% of them were not from the 5 boroughs.
Yeah, those are the people.
That's what it is. Somebody's sending these people to cite these riots. This is what's been happening for years.
Exactly.
And that's what de Blasio spoke about today.
On Facebook for actors to be crowd control people. So basically, those people are paid to be rioters.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like the lady that started the whole thing downtown with the cocktail.
Paid actors. Yep.
She's not even from New York City. She was the one that started that whole thing up with that nonsense.
So we come down here just to be opportunistic. Yeah, exactly. Opportunistic.
And to say that they went to New York to protest and got arrested.
Exactly. But her arrest is totally different because she didn't get a city arrest. She got a federal arrest.
Right.
Good. They got her on attempted murder 4 times. There were 4 police officers in the van, and they got her for 4 times for attempted murder.
Yeah.
Gone.
She's just lucky it didn't go off. It actually just landed in there. It didn't go off.
She's gone.
And Logan Carpenter says some of them
spills. You want the glass to break and it spills. That's what you want.
Some of them, Logan, were from outside of the United States. What it is, people come here to incite stuff that they would not do in their own neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. It's easy for someone to get in a train, plane, or bus, to get on a train, plane, or bus and go to another state and throw a rock through a window and watch people go crazy. And what do? You get a viral video of all of it because you're right there in the middle of it. That's all it's about. But I'm glad they locked her ass up and her girlfriend that came down here with her. Her sister, girl, who they locked their asses up. Good. I mean, come on. You're going to take and they got a picture of her like this.
Yep.
You know, they got a picture of her in action.
Yeah, all this is all around this whole numbed up bitch, excuse my language, calling the cops on a guy in the park, like with her dog. They should lock her up because you see how she was choking her dog, man.
Yeah, but not just that, Ray.
They asked for air. She had him in a death hold. The dog was ready to bite her.
The dog had to stand on his hind legs, or he would have been choked out.
Right.
He had to do anything in his power not to choke.
To choke, yeah. He was like, she was slinging him around, like, oh, I'm like, wow, man.
And what's funny, but they took the dog. They did take the dog, and she got fired from her job for that. But she should be arrested. You know why? Because Herman and I were talking about this the other day, and Herman was mentioning that if you or I called the police, and if you or I called the police, and it was an incident, and it wasn't the actual incident that happened, you would be in trouble for making false calls to 911, and you would be penalized. And you would be penalized for it.
God forbid an officer or somebody got hurt rushing
on the way going there. Yep.
Yeah,
but the good thing about it,
which often happens,
bro. That's worse. She got fired. It's worse. We would have went to jail. That would have got a summons and got out. She got fired. She lost her livelihood, everything.
Yeah,
so to me, that's worse. She's been humiliated all over national TV.
But false reporting is illegal in most
we understand
states.
that though. But we do it. I mean, come on. We was young. We used to do that. Tell you to put the fire alarm and run.
That's playing around. Yeah, being stupid.
The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight.
She did not act in her sense of being stupid. She did that knowing that she could do that.
To try to use a power.
She did that knowing she could get away with it.
It was great.
She thought she could get away with it.
It was great that he recorded
it. Not until she get arrested did she not get away with it. Somebody will hire her in a few months.
Nah.
Watch.
Well, I said the same thing about that cop. The same thing about them cops. Killing people. Some city gonna hire them.
It's funny you say that, Ray, because I happen to know for a fact a New York City cop that got into an incident in his precinct, and he had mad reports against him. He was told to resign. He moved across to Jersey, and now he's a New Jersey cop.
That's
right across from New York.
The other 3 cops, they actually left the state. They fled the state.
Yeah. You know why?
And they got divorced. Their wives left them and all kinds of shit too.
Of course. I mean, they should have known that their husbands are like that. They have that kind of mentality.
Of course they know.
Well, the wives are probably dancing, saying, "Oh God, I got rid of them."
Help me get rid of these guys.
Right?
Thank you.
Yeah, but that's crazy though, man. It's a lot of stuff, bro. A lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff pointing all to the same thing. Injustice, and like Martin Luther King said, injustice for one is injustice for all. I don't care what color you is, where you at.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say another thing, that even though those people come to these areas and cite these riots, we only riot for a minute, then it's over with. You need somebody to keep the fire going. That's the problem. Yeah. We never keep the fire going. You start for a minute, you do some things, and you go back home smoking. That's it. That's the problem. It's a problem. That's the problem.
And right now, today, there are meetings scheduled.
How do you boo Martin Luther King's daughter? Huh? How you do that?
Yeah.
Disrespect.
How do you do that?
Yeah, you're right. Disrespect.
He was born there. How do you do that? Like, really?
Well,
And all she just saying, her father promoted peaceful protests, and that is worldwide. Everybody know that.
Yeah.
You know, but you had a few strays to do a few things. But yo, right now with the pandemic, people already don't have no money. Businesses already closed. This is the worst thing that cop could have ever done.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man.
Now you just basically.
So that's why I say he should be responsible for a whole lot of shit.
You poked a bear and a lot of people because they're already mad because they don't have no money. They can't go outside, and this coronavirus is rampant. Yeah. You
They said in India, the spike went up to 8,000 more. Things is happening. It's gonna spike again.
Listen,
that's why people.
We haven't even gone through the second wave yet, and it's coming. Okay.
It's coming.
What they say. They say the second wave is halfway there. That's why they're doing these phases now. They really believe that. I think this whole thing was staged. How you gonna tell me in November? So you told me in January it should be all over by June and July. They already know this is going on, bro.
Yeah, you knew it was gonna take 2 months to look. It's 2 months. Y'all reopening.
Hey Lawrence, are you still considering moving upstate New York and getting the hell out of there?
I don't know what the hell's going on until we find out. In general, it's
Herm, the Target in Flatbush still open over there, Herm? The one on Flatbush Avenue?
I don't know. I don't go by there.
Yeah,
the store in itself, operating wise, it's still operating.
They said today that they were shutting down all Targets along the East Coast.
None of these department stores was open, actually.
No.
But Target was an essential store, I heard. I thought they was like
Entry,
No,
they'll probably close it just to be safe.
They probably close. I don't go over there. I don't go over there.
So right there on Burham Place in Atlantic Avenue, that TD Bank, that Marshalls, all of those places was boarded up for 2 months. They just last week, early in the week, took the boards down. Then this happened. They put the boards right back up.
That's crazy.
Well, I saw it looked like they had things moving over at Kings Plaza. I guess they're looking like they're getting ready to open back up.
No, they're gonna close it right back up.
Close it right back down. Because they can't get the cops to do it. Because all these stores have these cops working in these stores. Yeah. They got these cops on crowd control right now. You're making no overtime in those stores.
All of the cops and school safety. School safety now are patrolling parks.
They're the distance cops.
They're patrolling parks.
Safety is in the parks and stuff.
We seen them yesterday.
Justin and I went to the beach today. They had 2 auxiliary cops giving out masks on the beach. I said, can I have one? I sweated out the other one.
Hey, listen, alternate side parking is suspended. You're not writing no ticket. You got to do something.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they got to make their money because they can't afford to pay them sick time.
Well, one of the overhead cameras caught at first they zoomed in. It looked like a police officer walking along cars that were parked, and he had bolt cutters and he was snipping off the stems on the tires. And they zoomed in, and he had a cop's hat on, but he didn't have the cop's uniform on.
Wow.
They're gonna try it.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Hey, Paul, who's going live tonight?
At 7 o'clock, you got Dennis Loveladies being interviewed with Val's Life.
Okay.
And then I think at 8 o'clock, you've got Furball Kim for about a half hour or so, and he's going to talk about FPV. And then after that, I don't know who's going on.
I'm just asking so you could, you just nicely did the advertising for them.
Yeah, because I kind of thought maybe we were ready to debut Justin on tonight at about 9 o'clock.
Nah, Justin's
coming up with that. We working
on Texas.
Oh, you and Big Mac, Ray and Big Mac.
Yeah, we working on.
It's in the workings. Yeah.
I got it, Ray.
So the content there.
Hey, Ray. Ray,
film budget.
Tell me you're gonna start a Red Hook Chronicles.
We're gonna start a Brooklyn Chronicles.
Brooklyn Chronicles. You might get a copyright infringement, but Red Hook Chronicles, you might get away with it.
Possible. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Just do a search on Google and on Bing for the name of your live stream to make sure there's nothing
starting to look like me when I start dozing off.
Like I see it. 5 different movies out there with the same titles.
Yeah, 5 different movies with the same title.
Movies, books, songs, all out with the same title.
Same title.
Well, I'm sure you guys will figure it out.
Yes.
Now, and the thing is just finding a time. Don't even think about going live on Thursday nights. That's going up against Ken Herron, first of all. And that's like coming out with an album when Jay-Z is coming out with one. You just don't want to launch in this.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. But how many guys that we know go on Ken Herron's show though? Really? Let's keep it.
I don't.
All right.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Say no more, Paul. Say no more.
I mean, nothing wrong with Ken Herron, but it's a little,
There's room for everybody.
it's a little too wacky tobacco for me, you know.
Yeah.
His show is
more of a tech talk.
Yeah.
We do more tech talk than anything.
Exactly.
We ain't just talking about nonsense. Y'all can talk
Real
about
life, and you're not listening to the cash registers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about get monetized, none of that stuff. I'm just some information that I know that I experienced that can help somebody. I just want to share some tech tips. That's it.
Same thing. Yeah, exactly. Especially with drones. I got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, especially with everybody still buying drones and taking them home and downloading software on their phones, not getting the full download, going out there, having these drones for weeks and weeks and never did the IMU calibration coming right out of the box. Like,
no one wonders
exactly what I meant. Yep. Take it out the box.
What'd you say, Herm?
No calibration.
What'd you say?
Well, we're going to have to get off here pretty soon because Big Matt's falling asleep there.
No, I'm good.
And I'm kind of watching him, and I'm starting to go.
No, Matt's trying. No, what it is, Matt's trying to get every inch of rest he can before he goes back to work tomorrow.
100% right, because I'm.
You showed Mia in the yard. He said that was me earlier.
Yeah.
So I gotta go to work. I gotta leave out of here tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'm gonna sleep till 12:59.
Oh, there you go.
12:59.
Thursday back, you gotta be late. Yeah.
Gotta be, exactly. Your first day late. Wow. Yes. I still don't feel good. I'm all right. Yeah. I'll use that for about a week.
Paul, let me just throw this at you, Paul, like, because my bird comes on the 3rd. I'm gonna show you that it comes on the 3rd. But this is one drone that I've ever seen that DJI doesn't have. Every other drone they have that.
I was just about to say, go ahead.
Warning, that 30, that with your low battery warning. This Mavic Air don't have that.
Oh, it doesn't?
So you basically got to be watching your drone.
I tried to find it yesterday. It's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, you got to watch your battery levels. Yep.
I'm pretty sure
that's a dangerous thing. So hopefully in the next update they do, it's going to be in there because how do you get that 30%? You get no warning, and all the drones have done it except for this one.
That's got to be firmware, and it's got to be brought to someone's attention because
that's
and the air also. When the air loses battery, that sucker just land. It don't need no warning.
Philly Drone Life experienced that a few times already.
Yeah.
Well, he experienced it. Doesn't make any difference what he's flying. He's experiencing.
You're gonna go through that.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference what Michael's flying. He goes through that cycle all the time.
And that's
he burns batteries.
The Mavic Mini, it has the lever that you can change the battery life. The Mavic Mini had it.
Yeah.
And it'll show you the lights when it basically.
Yeah, but Ray and Matt and you guys know, we know one guy here in New York that flew the hell out of a Spark, and when it landed, battery was going.
Sure. Okay.
So and Philly Drone Life is the same way. He's going to bring back that battery anywhere from 10 to 3%.
Yeah.
But it's just and the Mavic Air, if you don't want to keep that bird, you don't pay attention to battery life.
Yep.
Plain and simple. But I think, Ray, that's a firmware. That's got to be a firmware issue.
Yeah. But for new flyers, just for new people flying, they need that warning. You know what I mean? Because and they box is so small, you got to tap on it in order for the street to open up for the voltage and everything.
Above and beyond.
That's a problem.
Well, the thing of it is, and I don't understand it, but they say it's better. But why they keep changing programs to run it?
Yeah.
We get used to all those other programs, and then they just.
Well, that has a lot to do with what we were talking about, UTM.
Yep.
Okay, unmanned traffic management systems.
Yeah, while we flying yesterday, Kareem kept getting that warning, aircraft nearby.
big red flashing on the corner left, aircraft.
Because that helicopter was really circling us last night. Yeah, that's why he kept getting it.
They were probably collecting data.
Probably was.
No, they was actually watching the protest. That's what they were doing. Let's keep it 100. They was watching the protest.
Okay.
And we just happened to be in Fort Greene under there where that protest is going on with the Barclays. That's all that was, man.
Yeah, it wasn't worrying about us anyway. It wasn't.
Nah, they wasn't collecting no data. They had a mission. If they was collecting data, they would have lit that whole parker with that big.
Yeah, he would have turned that light on.
Because we were right under him. He had to be about 800, 900 feet above us.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know you were on. I know they could see you. Yeah. We we do know flying here in New York, all helicopters can see see drones, especially police.
And you know when we be on the field in Commodore Barry Park, Lawrence and Hearn, right? Mm-hmm. But they got that cut off, so you had to be actually on the grass this time. They blocked that other area.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Parks Department was blocked.
It's blocked off.
All right. Well, we're gonna get
the playground area.
Yeah.
Yeah, the playground area. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get ready to get out of here, and we do one more drop. And we appreciate you all for coming and hanging. Don't forget to check out tomorrow night the PMS show with Paul Murray, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or New York City time. Wednesday night, Phantom Flight 101. Wednesday nights with those guys
at 5.
And Cool Bick and Big Matt gonna have something real soon.
Yeah,
coming soon.
Real soon. We hope so. We hope so. And then maybe Justin will pick up the FPV part and everybody will be on every night of the week.
Sure.
But anyway, let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by Those Guys. We appreciate you all. Thanks for coming. Support each other. Stay safe.
Shot in the drop for Herb.
Shot in the drop for Herb. All right. Herb got the thumbs up for the shot in the drop. Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming. Until the next live stream.
I need a shot for this stream.
Stay safe, fly safe. Oh, wow.
He's a shot in the lock, huh?